Hello everybody, Epic Mewtwo here. Today we have the newest update for Pokemon Duel version. Wait, let me see if I can show it to you here. Nope. Alrighty. Anyway, version 3.0.2. And we got a lot of new stuff in this update, so we're going to cover it all today. I'm definitely hoping to do more of these in the future because, like I said, I want to cover more Pokemon Duel content, and I figured covering the updates is a great way to do that. So we're going to go to the information section because it's actually really good in terms of showing us everything that got updated. So the main things that we're going to cover in this video are the stat balances, as you can see on the purple one right there, for 4 different figures. And then we also have new figures that have been added to the banners, 2 new plates, and a gem boost if you're looking to buy some gems. So first we're going to cover the stat changes just because I think that's the least exciting thing. But I don't know. Some of them are pretty cool. So basically, the only thing that kind of stinks about this, because the buffs, they're all buffs, which is really good. But the only thing that kind of stinks about this is, as you can see here, following the rebalancing, you will need to reallocate piece expansion and chain damage boosts once your figures level up. So basically, anything that you expanded via level, like, you know how when you level up you can add a little bit of space to one of your attacks and take away a little bit of miss, you're going to have to re-put that in, even though they're going to keep the EXP, which you can see down there, which is kind of interesting. So that'll just kind of be a little thing that you got to reset, which isn't too bad. So as you can see here, they'll retain their EXP and CP, which is the green ingots for any of you that are wondering, or if you see a Pokemon with like 31 attack, that's what that is. So you'll retain it. That's basically if you get a duplicate, you can put it into the main one that you use and then raise that level to eventually get +1 attack, which is really only advantageous as far as I can tell if it's like, you know, 100 and then 101 and you beat them by 1 point. So yeah, that's that. And then obviously it says their expansion and chain damage boost reset. So you're gonna have to refix that. Yeah, so reallocate. They apologize for any inconveniences. Then you give you some instructions on how to do that. Here we get into everything that's been changed. By the way, this is really detailed, which is really cool. So first Pokemon affected is the EX Mew. Set additional effects for Hypersonic and Vantage change to a new attack, Shuffle Flip. Mew is a special Pokemon. Hypersonic is the gold attack with the largest wheel piece size at present, but now as an additional effect, we gave it the capacity to turn aside excessive impacts. So basically, hold on, let me keep reading real quick. The new blue attack, Shuffle Flip, allows you to turn aside the opponent's attack and shift it into an attack of your own. Mew will continue to be special. That is all kind of a little bit dicey there. So actually, for a better look at this kind of stuff, we're gonna hop over to Cerebi, and then we're just gonna stick over there because I actually didn't realize that it kind of doesn't explain it too well. I think Cerebi gives gives a better visual representation of what the actual changes look like. So we're gonna hop over there real quick, and then we're gonna hop back. Alrighty, so here we are. As you can see, Cerebi here has a bit more of a detailed explanation in terms of this stuff with the different versions here. So this is the newest version, and then this was the previous version. As you can see, they actually have all the way back to the very first version that the Pokemon was in, which is pretty neat. So we're going to compare these two real quick. The white attack didn't change in terms of damage or size. The gold attack, however, got a effect change and also didn't get a wheel size change. The effect: if the battle opponent's attack is 100 damage or more, this Pokemon cannot be knocked out. That's definitely a lot more clear than what the app was telling us. So basically, so yeah, if you get a hit with an attack that's 100 damage or more, Mew can't be knocked out. And this may seem kind of situational, I suppose, but if you have a Pokemon that's like steamrolling you, that's, you know, got really high attack power, and little Mew here is going to block it, that's going to be a hilarious scenario. But regardless, I still think that's pretty cool in terms of the gold attack. And then obviously, you know, the regular gold, I usually call them yellow, but the gold attacks break purple. So, you know, that's pretty cool. And then Shuffle Flip, which was the blue here, which was vanished before, can now basically move Mew 1 to 2 steps back. So if you get the blue, like, and then they roll a number, because as you can see here before, the Pokemon would just be moved to the bench, which kind of stinks because then your Mew is just off the field for just shielding, which is kind of silly. Although I guess if you had a strategy of rotating your Pokemon through Mew, that would kind of be messed up, but I don't know. I still think this is better. So Mew can now take 1 to 2 steps back, so that's pretty cool. Then we got Rayquaza here, which I love his buffs, even though I don't have Rayquaza, and I would love one. I like his buffs. I like what they did to him. So as you can see here, they spread out his red, which I believe this is still the 3.0 picture here. But this is very interesting. So as you can see, his miss before was 16 red, all in one little area there. And now they spread it out 4, 4, and 4. So it'll be like around the spinner. And they took out, like, wait, why am I not able to be good at math? 4. There we go. I don't know why I was struggling with that. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Anyway, point is, I'm excited about this though. Anyway, so basically the red is spread out more, which I think is better. And obviously, you know, there's a less % chance to get red because the red is smaller. But yeah, so it's more spread out, which I think is better because, you know, then it's not all in that one little space. And then Fly here did not get any changes. Extreme Speed did get a change. It got a little bit of a bigger wheel size, and the damage did not change. And then Rayquaza's regular white attack here, Break Energy did get a little bit of a damage buff from 50 to 60. Also, that was Twister before. That's interesting. And it also did not change wheel size. So yeah, that's Rayquaza. I like the buffs. I especially like what they did with the red. I think that's really good. Let me know, too, in the comments what Pokemon you think that they should give this treatment to, because this is the first time, at least that I can recall, of them doing this. Even back when the Japanese version, unless, of course, you know, I just didn't see the news somewhere. This is as far as I can remember them extra heavily, words please, them actually ever editing a figure like this and giving them all buffs, which is pretty cool. Then we move on to Machamp here. Machamp basically just got, you can look for a comparison. I'm not going to read all those numbers out to you. This is new. This is old. You can pause if you need to. This is new. This is old. All the different wheel size changes, which is obviously good. And then his attacks got buffed. So the 2 attacks that did 50 before now do 60 damage. So yeah, that's Machamp for you. Not too much there. And then we got Heracross. His attack got buffed. Horn attack is now 60 damage instead of 40. The miss section is smaller. And his over the head toss here is purple. Didn't get changed in the effect, but it got a little bit bigger as the result of the miss getting lowered. So yeah, that's what we got in terms of buffs for these 4 Pokemon. I think Cerebi just does a better job of it. That's why I'm just showing it to you here, as opposed to actually in Pokemon Duel. So yeah, we're going to hop back over there now to cover the rest of the new stuff. All right, so we're back here. Let's go over the new figures first, because I know that's what you're dying to see. We have 3 forms of Deoxys: speed, attack, and defense, and they are all great. I will show you them in the shop in a little bit. Otherwise, we got Ralts, Gothitelle, Reuniqueless as our new rares, and our new uncommons are Purloin, Hoot, Vibrava, Gothorita, and Duosion. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I do kind of find it interesting that Ralts is a rare. I felt like he would have been an uncommon since Curly is a rare, but, you know, hey, whatever. And then these figures made again. This kind of confused me at first when I was first looking at this, but basically what this is these are the EXs and rares and uncommons that are in the banner with Deoxys. So it's not just Deoxys is the only EX in there. Then we have 2 new cards or plates, whatever you want to call them. Cosmo Energy, which is a rare. During this duel, when your Deoxys is attacked before the battle, you may switch that Deoxys with another one of your Deoxys on the field or bench. Your turn ends. So that's a card for Deoxys. Still pretty cool, though. And then Flame Energy. During this duel, your Fire-type Pokemon cannot be frozen or burned, and your turn ends. So yeah, that's just a pretty cool, neat card. I like it. And then, here too, we got the gem boost. If you're looking to buy gems, that's how many extra you get when you buy. Which, by the way, oh my gosh, look at all those extra. Or not extra gems, I'm sorry. That's how many you get in additional. So, 12, and then you get 3 extra gems, which equals 15. So, yeah, that's that there. So let's go into the shop real quick and actually take a look at these new blokes. Because, I am loving these Deoxys. By the way, same stuff. Here, I'll show you real quick. Same stuff in both banners, which is kind of interesting. As you can see, here's all the Pokemon that were listed before that are returning, besides the brand new Pokemon. So yeah, interesting that both banners are literally the same, as you can see here. Yeah, just kind of interesting there. In terms of Deoxys, though, oh, I like it. I like Deoxys a lot. I'm really looking to get the attack form, but also maybe speed form. But anyway, I'll show you why in a second. First, we're going to cover the defense form Deoxys. So its ability Shelter. This Pokemon and your Pokemon next to it will be protected from an instant knockout effects of attacks. And then it says the 3 Pokemon limit does not apply to this Pokemon in your deck. So that seemed to cause a little bit of confusion. Basically, what that means is that you can have all 3 forms of Deoxys in your deck at the same time. So they don't all count as the same Deoxys, even though they're all labeled as just Deoxys. They all have different IDs, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, they have different IDs. Yes, okay. So that's what differentiates them there. So basically, it's just saying that you could have a team if you wanted. 3 defense Deoxys, and then 2 attack forms and 1 speed form if you wanted to. But yeah, so basically just showing that clause doesn't really affect him. This, however, is pretty cool. What this seems to me like, and we're just going to use Wobbuffet here for an example, which kind of ironically, this Deoxys has counter. Basically, as you can see, there's an asterisk there next to counter, and that is an instant knockout effect from an attack. So basically, if one of those attacks, or effects goes into play against this Deoxys, it won't work. So Wobbuffet's thing is he has counter as well, except his is if the opponent is attacking you with a move that is 10 through 100 damage, then the opponent gets knocked out. Now, obviously, Wobbuffet can't attack, but I'm just using that as an example of an attack effect. So Deoxys kind of ironically has counter as well, and his counter, if the if the battle opponent's attack is above 20, the opponent is knocked out instead of this Pokemon. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a lot more OP than Wobbuffet's, but on the spinner here, as you can see, it's pretty darn small. So if you want to do that, I would honestly suggest just raising counter's size to get rid of the miss there. Because Psycho Barrier, this Pokemon just gains weight. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you're not going to use this Deoxys as an attacking unit anyway, just because, can't really, it's still, you can still go forth with them, but, mostly going to be a defensive unit, and obviously because it's Deoxys defense form. So, yeah, not too bad there. I do like the counter on that, but not my favorite Deoxys attack form, however. Oh, by the way, all the figures looking great. But anyway, ability-wise, once per turn, you can force your opponent to spin again. And then obviously, 3 Pokemon limit thing. So yeah, so that's just pretty helpful in general, having them spin again, especially if they win against you somehow. I don't know how you I mean, unless you had like a 3-star against the 2-star dimensional slip there. But I think this Deoxys is pretty darn strong. But yeah, so Psycho Boost there with 130 damage, take you up 40 98% of the wheel. Oh my gosh, I want this Pokemon. So good. And then Dimensional Slip, this Pokemon moves to the bench. So that's kind of like the balance out for that super OP there. Just like kind of like Latios and Latias have the balance. If they get knocked out during battle, they're out of the game. But yeah, so I still really want that form because I like it a lot. Then we have Speed Form Deoxys, which this might actually be my favorite figure, I think. I just really like how it looks. Ability here, this Pokemon does not spend move points when moving from the bench to an entry point. And of course, the 3 limit thing. So basically what this means is that essentially, as he's coming off the bench, he has 4 move points. So if he's ever coming out of, your bench, when he would land on, the entry point that your Pokemon come in through, that doesn't count as one of his move points. So, just as a quick example, I'm sure you understand, but a little bit more explanation here, like I just said. Greninja has 3 movement as well. You put it on the entry point, that's 1. The next one, that's 2. And then the last one, that's 3. And then it stays there. Deoxys, however, hits the entry point, and then it still has 1, 2, and 3 more moves, which is great. I really like that. Now, the downside is that the attacks are kind of lackluster. You got Psychic here taking up most of the wheel at 40 damage. Not that good. And then, Gold is always good to have. Extreme Speed, it only does 20, though. Greninja, has the 20 times, which is definitely a lot better. But I just think that the ability on this Deoxys is really good, like, especially if you have turn 1. That's really good. I wonder then, so does that mean on turn 1, because you know how if you go first, all of your move points get knocked down by 1 on all of your Pokemon? That means that he would have 3 move points on the first turn. That's really good. So yeah, so I just recommend Deoxys as kind of like running similar to Shuppet, where at least how I run him is I always use him on the first turn and then, pretty much don't use him for the rest. And, maybe occasionally in there. But the point I'm trying to make here is that Deoxys is probably a start of the battle kind of Pokemon. Or if, you're trying to rush in at the end of the match. But yeah, so that's all the Deoxys is here. If you want to look at the other figures that were added, I know I didn't go over the rares and uncommons, but I'm just going to go over the EXs usually when I do these in the future. If you want to look at those, I'll leave a link in the description to a list of all the figures in the game, actually, so you can just take a look at the rares and uncommons if you really want to see what they do. Reuniqueless, I recommend taking a look at him. He looks pretty good. But anyway, that's going to do it for the update of version 3.0.2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm, going to try and make more update videos for the game in the future. I really like this game, and I hope you do too. I'm excited about Deoxys. Let me know what you think of everything in the update. And also, the question I asked before, let me know if you have any Pokemon that you think should get buffs like Rayquaza, Mew, Heracross, and Machamp did. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome day. Epic Mewtwo out. Peace.